Hi, and welcome back to Mimic Decision as we continue our presentation of our campaign, The Veil of Vesir, today. We're a little underpowered at the moment. With me are Tim, John, and Aubrey. We'll have Tom with us shortly. Sadly, Josh can't join us tonight as he is once again off doing things that, pay bills. So we'll have him back as soon as we can. For the moment, Azalea is going to continue to provide support on the side, and there's a little side adventure I have planned for that. Maybe we'll have a chance to share that with you guys sometime between this session and the next, but we'll see. In that regard, anything you want to catch that we've done in the past, previous Veil of Vesir episodes, one-shots, miniseries, that sort of thing, can be found over on our YouTube, Mimic Decision over there as well. And if you like what you see, a follow here on Twitch, a like, a subscribe on YouTube means the world to us and helps us get this show built up. And of course, leave comments if you have anything you want to let us know. We're here to make a game that you want to play as well, so do your best to let us know what that is. Without any real further ado, let us dive down into the 8th episode of The Veil of Vesir. Continuing from last time, I'd like to spend a moment away from the party before we come back to the story proper. We're going to zoom out and focus on another event happening in the background that may or may not impact our story as we go along. So we come away from the Liminal Valley in the center of Vesir and move to the west into the land of Koyatel, the land of the Draconics and the remaining land of the Draconic Empire. We focus in particular on a single Draconic standing at the edge of a field. His scales gleam silver, almost like steel, in light. And we watch as he stands, telescope in hand, eyes looking westward toward the ocean. Near the sea, we see a fungal colony. From the outside, looking largely like a mass of various fungi growing up together haphazardly, but to the trained eye, something that is delicately groomed and pruned over the years to create the exact kind of defensive structure that these colonies denote. That said, the Chone colony here in western Koyatel is on the small side, not known for its large population, but certainly its effective one. Not always on good terms with the Draconic Empire here in Koyatel. The Chone have lived here for quite some time. Their colony forming on the back of a great battle hundreds of years ago. The Conic that we see goes by the name of Silverfang Aranos. Aranos is the commander of a small force here in Koyatel, and as he watches through his telescope, he sees a group of ships approaching the Chone colony. The ships are unlike any ship that he's seen before. The wood is black, the sails are black, and they are just cutting across the waves at astonishing speeds. They have donned the flag that's become somewhat familiar to us here, of a white background with a flaming red sun almost seeming to glow from the center as these ships bear down on the Chone colony. Aranos knows that the Chone are not capable of fending off the attack as it is. These are transport ships, and there are quite a few of them. The Chone are mobilizing. Aranos watches as these fungal guards come out of their colony and set up defenses out beyond the edges and within the colony itself. Inside, horns will be blaring, calls will be shouted out, trying to rouse what defenders they have, and messages will be sent down to the roots, down to the under colony of Chone, Chone below Chone, a secondary colony existing far beneath the ground, but it will be some time before reinforcements can make it from the under colony. Aranos knows they won't make it in time, given how close the ships are. His troops could help. They're close enough, and probably enough in number to help, particularly if the Druids of Speaks Rock take part in this fight as well, which they likely will. Aranos can already see a mobile group of Druids moving down from the north toward Chone. The Chone, their longtime ally here in the land of Koyatel. But Aranos has already decided not to help. He lost his brother in fighting with the Shone some years ago, and for him, his duty is to return back to the mire, let the Admiralty know, and return with a stronger force, if necessary, not to protect the Shone. The question I have for you today is not related to Silverfang Aranos. He's just our point of view. As he watches the druids approach the Shone colony, he sees them stop at a cliff. A point of view that allows them to look down and out over at the quickly forming battle lines. The ships are not far from landing near the colony, and the Shone have rallied as many men as they're going to have at this point. Druids look first at the colony, and then at the conic force that they can now see is turning, marching away from the battle. So our druids are left with a choice. Do they move forward and assist their longtime allies in an almost certainly futile defense attempt, or do they also leave to fight another day? Followed, if you would bring your question up. Very simple. Do they fight? Yes or no? How's everybody doing out in Chatland tonight? We're glad to have you, and hopefully we can find some good chances for you guys to play the game with us tonight. But let's start here.
Curious to see if chat's going to be as call it bloodthirsty as they have been in the past.
I am also curious on this one.
Can we go over the stakes again?
I can, yeah, we can. So the situation is as follows. The Shone fungal colony is soon to be under attack by a group of what appear to be Red Dawn mercenaries who are attacking in force from the water. The conic forces nearby have left, leaving the druid forces of Speaks Rock to respond to help the Shone, if anybody will. The Shone and the druids have been longtime allies here in Koyatel, and have both been kind of at odds with the Koyatelan government many times over the years. They have been each other's only true allies for quite some time. And given the stakes of this particular role, which is to say, Speaks Rock is, of course, the home of our own Azalea. And given that is the case, I do think that if we need a tiebreaker, Josh, who is joining in with chat to chime in for us, we will certainly go with his vote there. But I don't think we're going to, as chat is seeming to come in on the side of fight here. Again, not too surprising to me, but certainly an interesting choice of consequences to deal with.
We do not have a traditionally pacifist chat.
Does anybody? So the druids of Speaks Rock choose to fight. They choose to support their allies in their time of need, even though it may and probably will cost most, if not all of them, their lives. The outcome of that is something that we're going to have to wait to see, and that we will certainly circle back around to down the road. Until then, let us move back to the center of the Seer, to our party in the Liminal Valley, where they are out hunting bandits. For those who missed last session, our party had set off north to track the bandits, the Red Dawn mercenaries, into the north of the Liminal Valley. Following the trail that Azalea had marked for them, while Azalea went ahead to scout, the team made their way to a cave, to a tunnel through a mountain in the north, where they found evidence of an ambush set by the bandits. a cave-in had trapped several groups of wagons here, pinning them in place while the bandits came upon them, killing and capturing possibly everybody in the caravan, including, evidence suggests, a particularly important individual, a noble of the family of Colville, the current leading family of the nation of Bransel. Our party followed the tracks through the tunnel, eventually coming to a crossroads, where forced to choose what they wanted to do, the party, on the behest of the chat, broke into two groups. One group headed east to follow a group of hostages, a relatively large group from the caravan, along with a smaller group of bandits who had gone that right way. The other half had gone to the west, to the east, had gone to the east following a larger group of bandits, and evidence suggested possibly the hostage. We didn't have time to get too far into this split last session, but we did get a chance to see our eastern-bound party make some new allies in the name of, or in the form of a small goblin clan. The goblins, having been pushed out of their lands by the Red Dawn mercenaries, were looking for some payback, and were more than willing to align themselves, at least temporarily, with our party. And of course, traveling with our other party is a strange individual that they met at the site of the ambush. A young man by the name of Soren, who describes himself as an emergent historian who is much better at hiding than fighting, but he did offer to come along for whatever that is worth. So, party. Does anybody have any questions before we dive back into things?
I do not have a question, but I have a comment.
Sure.
That we had a poll going on YouTube, what we call Team Baloo and Morella, because Tormund and Tambit are Team Torpid. And I would like to thank everyone who voted to make it a 4-way tie. Someone actually messaged me and was like, I'm just voting for the one that makes it a 4-way tie. And I was like, thank you.
Chaos agents.
How did it feel to be on the other side of that one?
Tom, you seem entirely too pleased with yourself for an entirely unoriginal joke. But I
didn't even know he was here.
It is good to have
like,
you,
whoa.
so that's good. Yeah. So, so what is the team name one?
I don't know. I guess we currently don't have one yet.
Oh,
You get to be, well, we can ask here real quick.
I suppose I just
Can settle it in chat since YouTube couldn't decide.
couldn't decide. Okay, so we had Team Bella, Team Morlu, Team, what are we calling it? Morbe, like Morbin time? Was that it? And then Bayrella, Ella.
A.
You have to do the little Tom Holland umbrella dance to go with that.
What was the third one?
There's the U in this case.
So we had put like Baymore and then in parentheses Morbe, because we were talking about like Morbin time, you know?
Or
So that way we could have a catchphrase.
All right, we're getting down to
Those
the
are
important
important.
questions. I agree. So we're going to take a moment and see what they get. The rest of the table, anybody have any thoughts on this? John, what does Tambit think of this?
I voted already. It's in the poll.
As did I, but let's nonetheless share with our audience. Come on.
I like. Let me look at the numbers again. I forget which one I picked. I did it
Oh, wait,
last.
Bella's twice. What was the fourth one?
I went with Bella, the one that isn't Umbrella.
Ella.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Barella like umbrella. Oh, I didn't realize you were actually writing it. I would have sent it to you.
Yeah.
All right, chat. We got a second question for you while we figure out the name of our team. Or one of our teams.
Is Baymore, is that like an appliance thing? That sounds familiar.
It's Kenmore.
Oh,
So had Had my guy's
So-
name been Kenneth, we could have gone Team Kenmore, but it is not.
I think originally I was thinking Bay, like Bay, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
BAE.
yeah. I mean, this is still set that way.
And then we'd be like Team More Bay.
Yeah, so let them sit with that for a minute while we come around and set up what we're doing. So we started last week with team whatever we're going to call them, as they met their goblin friends. So let's instead this time around zoom in on Tormund and Tambit as they start to make their way to the west with their new friend, Soren, who is walking with a bit of a limp, but getting along. So as I was saying, then they gave me back my robe, and I didn't have to walk under the bright sun quite so much. That was nice.
Who is stealing your robe? We didn't steal your robe.
No, I
You
was
put
telling
it
you
on?
about this. I was telling you about this other group. I wouldn't say a lot.
Do you lose clothing items a lot?
Not happens.
Yeah.
It's occupational hazard.
I mean, it did happen to Belu not that long ago.
See, exactly.
I mean,
I think that's a one-off.
It's better than the time they cut the ass out of my robes without telling me.
Okay, now you've got a pattern. I think it might be you.
or the occupation. I guess a merchant historian is pretty unique.
It does tend to put one into the line of fire in ways regular history doesn't.
Well, I mean, as long as you already got your one clothing losing habit out of the way for us, I'm happy.
Yes, it was relatively tame as far as these things go. Thank you for your consideration. So what's the plan?
That was it. No, all right. I guess they already left, huh? We just been standing here talking. They walked away a long time ago.
I wonder why. What could have caused them to leave this quickly?
Well,
Well, there's
I guess
that
nothing to do with.
hostage they're looking for.
Yeah,
The what?
I guess. Hostage. I guess we got a bunch of hostages too, huh? We should probably not keep standing here. Head off down West Road, following. I assume these are fairly easy tracks to follow.
At the moment, yeah. They're not going to be able to be particularly stealthy from a track perspective when they're moving upwards of 30 individuals around with them. And they're all on foot, as you can tell.
Right. Yeah, I just continue following. Don't have to really get down and examine all the dirt or anything, but
Sure.
I'm staying on the track. I'll make sure I don't miss if anything splits off to the side.
Sure. Why don't you... Roll me an instinct roll. Let's call it a reaction roll. No hope or fear here. Let's just see how your eyes are as we go.
Fifteen.
Did 15?
15, yeah, 1-5.
That is acceptable. As you walk, you find Soren seeming somewhat agitated and look to you. How are we going to deal with 12 bandits, by the way?
We're hoping that you have some magic to help us with that.
I've been quite clear about this. Hiding, not fighting. I've got a bit, but certainly not
Hey, you wanted to
pile
follow,
of
man.
mercenaries worth.
Huh?
Oh yes, I just thought it behoove us to have a plan, perhaps? A thought.
We don't even know what we don't know. This might sound a bit obvious. We don't know how they're set up, what the hostages are doing, what's going on. A little bit of reconnaissance would probably do us good.
We'll get there, figure out what we want to do. It's also possible we can get the hostages out without killing several bandits. That could be on the table.
I think that's a bit of optimism there. But it's possible.
See when we find them. So, stay quiet. And let's go find 'em.
And away you do go. Tambit, I will say, however, that as you guys are really getting fully underway, you're not on the trail long before you notice hidden in the brush to the side of the path a fresh body.
Say, hang on just a second, everybody. And I'll go look at the body. Very fresh.
Yeah,
This hostage type.
this looks like a wagon worker, a little on the stronger side, but a little on the older side as well. Probably not skilled at handling weapons. It looks like just a clean strike through his heart.
Okay. Is he like bound? Or is he just dead?
Just dead.
All right. Well, they've already started killing hostages.
Is a strike from the front, from the back?
Front.
Hoping it's
Any signs of fighting around here, Dambit?
I don't think so, right? Just a body dumped off the trail, right?
No, yeah, you don't notice any thing that would indicate any kind of real scuffle.
Yeah, this is just where they left him. He was already stabbed. I'm sure it was like near here, but hopefully they're not just starting to whittle them down. Maybe he tried
This
to
might
run
be
or something.
stabbed from the front by a sword. I would assume a message to the other captives. at
Also
this point.
entirely possible. And hopefully it's a one-off, not a. Hey, we're just gonna start killing you every now and then.
Sure. Okay.
We continue.
You continue. And
Okay.
while you continue tracking down these bandits, let's take a moment to take a look at our other group. Team, do we have a name?
I think we've named the general store that we're going to open when we retire from adventuring in chat, but
Hey, team
Hey,
lack of
Kay voted
focus.
for Barella Ella. It was just slightly
Too
before
long.
the poll went up.
yeah, but if you had to call that an emergency, feels a bit long.
And you
You
have
could
to do
also
the
rotate
dance.
through the team names.
Stop it.
I would like to hear it with Bailey's accent.
No one's focused. Which one?
All of them.
I mean, I can,
No, it's fine. When
Or-
we're in danger, you can.
or we could do the focus thing.
Indeed. So let us zoom back in on our second group, chasing bandits with our new goblin friends. So when are we doing the stabbings?
No. Not so much jump into the stabbing, right?
But they need to be stabbed.
Remember we said we would talk about that later.
That's later.
Not later enough.
It's okay, Doyle. We'll talk about it on the way.
Yeah, don't give me that look or you won't get snacks later.
I like snacks.
I did not know that we had prepared snacks.
I think I got some old cheese in my pocket.
I see. If it is to listen to you, they can have my cheese ration. So the men who folded up the cart, they went this way, yes?
Yeah, they went this way.
It is best that we follow as quickly as we are capable.
And with that, the two goblins just start sprinting down the road.
I perhaps should be a bit more
The third
exact
goblin just
in
kind of
my
sits there
words.
and
Aw, let them have fun.
He will tire himself out before it is time to make any attacks.
Maybe they can have a nap later.
We shall be so lucky.
tell me about it.
When we find the wagon, maybe we can give it a little drive around a couple times. They'll fall asleep.
It is very soothing to people of a certain stature. And the young as well. Well, after you.
Oh, no. After you.
Okay. Boy will start walking after them. The goblins, that is.
Sure. The goblins are still kind of sprinting away, but they are quickly losing steam, and one of them trips the other, and they scuffle for a bit. And it takes you about 5 minutes to catch up to the two, who are now kind of walking at a pretty standard pace, breathing heavily and trying to look tough as they walk next to you. What's the plan, boss?
I have not had a plan other than just try to find the cart as well as we can.
Yeah, well, we know where they went.
That is quite helpful. Do you know how far it is from here?
2 hours.
That is quite a way. But we should not dally longer than we have to.
How do you know they're that far ahead already?
Nor should we run more. Maybe catch up. And the goblins take off.
That wasn't really my question, but alright.
They will most definitely be tired.
We're not stabbing anyone, right? That's not the plan.
I believe we have to do what we must in order to protect their captive. But I will certainly not be stabbing, but I do have a hammer and I have an axe. More of a
Oh,
less of a stab.
sounds more violent than stabbing.
I try not to do it ever if I can avoid it. It is not a pleasant experience for me.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that situation with the wagons back there, all the blood and everything. Are you used to seeing things like that?
Perhaps not on a scale quite as large as that, but I see wounds quite often. Things that would certainly make most of what is going on back at the wagons look quite tame in comparison. Infections can be quite nasty as well.
Oh, yeah.
But no, it is not completely foreign to me. I understand it is, part of being on the road is just to see things like that more often than you would like. It's not pleasant, but what about you? I assume you grew up in the cities mostly.
No. No, stopped in cities occasionally. It's just, in general, I tend to go into things with less arrows, a few less boats, less blood, a lot more information.
Yes, I could see that being quite strange if it is not something that you are exposed to very often. If you are needing to speak about it, I am certainly willing to listen.
No, I won't bother you with it. I just got a
No,
bit of a
it's
case
no
of
bother.
nerves, I guess. I guess if things get violent, I'll just, hide behind your hammer.
Well, it is a last resort, but it is one that must be prepared for if we are to attempt a rescue of the captive. Not my favorite option.
Yeah, I suppose it depends when we approach what it looks like, right? If there's a way we could sneak her out of there. Or we could do a little switcheroo. I could pose as her and sneak out later.
I don't know if there's a bit of a size difference between you two.
Oh, yeah, they won't notice.
I admit I am not familiar with your particular talent, but it seems a bit that would seem a bit hard to not notice. However, we can perhaps make plans as we get closer to the wherever they are.
Yeah, I used to walk around the city a bit with a little kind of a glamour on. Because, my boss upsets some people, and I see a lot of people in important meetings, and I don't really want to run into them on the street, right?
Makes sense. Anonymity is one of the better parts of living in a city. For sure.
Yeah, but I kind of noticed when I'd go into the taverns, it never really seemed to trick you. You always seemed to know who you were talking to.
You have certain mannerisms that I have grown familiar with, is all.
Yeah, that's why I wanted you to travel with Azalea. It's good to have a traveling partner who sees what's what, right?
I suppose I tend to travel alone quite a bit, so it is nice to have friends and acquaintances, I suppose. If that is what you are speaking about.
Yeah. I think that goblin just skinned his knee. Oh. Here, do you have a little band-aid?
I have some rudimentary supplies that were given to me by the shopkeep back in town before we left. I could attempt to a light bandage, although it does not look. It looks like a bit of a skin.
Ah, it hurts.
Aye, well, come. And
Okay.
Bailiff's going to just kind of bend down and kind of his hand's going to start glowing, and he's just going to do a little healing hands. So I've got to make a spellcast roll
Okay.
and be at a 13.
Okay.
Thought you were gonna do a fake healing hands.
No. Okay, yeah, so that's 12 on the dice. And plus 3, that's going to be a 15. However, I did roll with a fear. But
Already?
on a success, mark a stress. Stress marked. And he gets declared 2 hit points or 2 stress. Monsieur Goblin.
Oh wow, that feels good. Thank you.
Yes, you
Gives you a
must
hug and
be
then runs ahead.
careful running through the forest. It's not a safe place.
He's already gone.
Hmm.
Let us take a moment now to go back to the other side. For our other group has a shorter walk, and we'll get to their final destination a little sooner, but not before Tambid notices 2 more presents on the side of the road along the way in.
Same state, just killed and dumped. No sign of a struggle, sort of thing.
Correct. Each one stabbed through the heart from the front, and then unceremoniously dumped into the side of the road.
Does stabbing through the heart seem like I won't say inefficient, but like a really hard way to kill someone?
Only if you're not skilled with the blade.
Right.
People who
Yeah,
know
but
how
if
to use the
if
sword.
you succeed, they die real fast.
Yeah, it's not
Sure,
something.
but
And you're certainly not doing it in. Well, the good ones do it in battle too.
well, it depends. Yeah, like with a rapier or something, sure. But like with
No,
a
the
big
longsword. You take it sideways. You just have to know where the ribs are.
Okay.
I mean, it's entirely possible they were bound when they were stabbed. They just took the ropes off.
Actually, good question. Are your hands do they have rope burns on the
Nope.
hands?
They've not
Okay.
been tied up. They do not appear to have been tied up.
Yeah, I mean, there's 30 hostages and, maybe 10 bandits here. Makes sense. The question, though, is why are they killing them?
Question: were those all, or have the other 2 been like, wagon drivers, guards, something like that also?
So not much in the way of guards. Pretty much everybody left has been more of a attendant or a merchant type. Of the 2 more that you found, one was an older woman and one was a young boy, probably 16 or 17.
Okay.
Moving.
Doesn't take you long to figure out where this road leads. There's a map, Tom, if you would like to get an idea. The road eventually comes to the edge of what looks to be a small town. It has wooden palisades on the outer edge, fresh spikes attached along the outside, with 2 gates open in the front and center. The town itself is on the edge of a few rivers, leading only one overland route. Yeah. As you approach, 2 of you and Soren, you pull up short around the tree line, or around the bend of the road near the tree line, able to look more or less at the town ahead of you. You can see signs of movement already from where you're standing. There are people seemingly in armor moving around within the town's walls. Oh, that looks like fun.
But it looks like fairly freshly built, or this is like an existent town.
It looks like it was probably existed before. It looks not worn, but certainly not new.
Is there tree cover that goes around that
There's not.
wall, or is that like all impenetrable? Okay, all right.
Any trees that grew near the wall seem to have been cut down.
Is it as dilapidated as it shows in this picture?
Some of the buildings more so than others. Some of them seem to have been fixed up a bit. There's you can even, I think, hear some hammer and nail work going on at the moment as people set about kind of fixing up some of these places. But a couple of the places do seem to be run down, and yeah.
Do we see any movement on the wall or at the gate?
Yeah, so there's not like people posted at the gate, but you do see regular movement inside the town, moving inside the walls.
I see.
Okay. What do you think the odds are? You know, a normal town, and they just walked through. Gotta be them living here, right?
I won't say it living here, but certainly staying here.
Yeah, but alone or with like other people? Hopefully not other people.
What do you mean by other people? Like more bandits?
Possibly that, or possibly like it's a settled town, and they've just moved in. Then nobody knows what they are.
Probably would have been hard to
I feel
bring
like if they came in with
30 hostages in with that.
Yeah, the hostages would probably do it. It's gotta just be them. All right.
Well,
there's a
or
shitload
other
of
bandits, but yeah. Okay.
I mean, I guess I'm not that sneaky, but I'm sure I'm sneakier than you.
I look at myself, wearing metal armor. Yeah, probably. I would say most likely, in fact. Do you want to go take a look?
Yeah, I mean, I can try. Matt, are there any trees like not near the wall, right? But we're still kind of in forest-ish, right?
Yeah, but the rest of the town is surrounded by river.
Okay, but like on our side, is there a tree even a far away from the wall? Not one I can like jump off
Sure.
from, but can I
there's certainly trees
climb
near
and-
you. Yeah. Mhm.
I'm gonna climb and take a better look at what's going on inside the town?
Sure. Tam, easily scoots up a tree and gets a better view, more or less the view that you would have from looking at the map. I'd say that you wouldn't have too much problem noticing that the building in the center there. Apologies, but the kind of on the center right there, looking a bit run down, does appear to be filled, packed. There are individuals inside. You can see through the gaps in the wall there, kind of standing almost shoulder to shoulder inside, looking a little worse for wear.
And our armored figures all moving around, whatnot?
Yeah, you can make out about a dozen of them moving about from one building to the other, seeming to have tasks to do here at camp. Again, one thing that I think would strike you as odd is there's not a lot of talking going on. Like they're all going about their business, and like you'll see, they're not ignoring each other. There's nods and the sort, but you don't see anybody like stopping. You don't see anybody getting orders. You don't see anybody, corralling people. Everybody is just going about their business, seemingly, with a unified purpose.
Is any camaraderie? Like
Camaraderie?
yes, English is rough. Man.
I know. Yeah, a bit. Like when you see them, like they'll nod at each other. They'll, there's some waving. Like there is a bit of like informalness to it. It's just very quiet.
Yeah, I guess my question. It's not stifled robotic. Like
no, it's not. They seem like people. They're moving around. They're taking breaks to stretch, to yawn. You see, occasionally, one will come near another, and they'll point at something, or one will whisper something, and there'll be a little laugh. But there's not a lot of communication happening. There's an absence of communication that I think is relatively obvious to anybody who watches this for a length of time.
Also, as they're moving around to whatever duties they're working on, are there any patterns I can try to see if there's a way we might be able to sneak to that center building or not?
I'll say most of them seem to be working over on the left side of camp, opposite where the people are held. There are only a couple in that larger structure near it, and they don't seem to move out as often. It looks like they're working on the inside of the structure. So, like, there is a bit of space, but you're pretty sure you've never seen more than 30 seconds go by without somebody crossing the center of town.
All right, I'll
You do see one thing over by the dock. There are 2 or 3 of the bandits who are just there almost full time, and they appear to be building a boat of some sort. Now I've thrown a lot of information at you guys, and I will let you guys take a moment to digest that, as the timing doesn't exactly work out right. You guys did have a shorter trip than the other had to go, but let's swing over and see how our other group is doing, with a slightly different but still somewhat similar conundrum before you. Team Morbe, Gorilla, whatever we're going with.
Yes, just say all of them.
You guys find yourselves standing at the edge of a slightly different sort of bandit encampment. So here, you find a bridge leading across an open river to a large, fortified encampment. You're certain you're in the right place. You followed the wagon tracks and the tracks of the larger group of soldiers here without any real issue. They weren't making great steps to hide their path forward. You can hear the river rushing by. It's swift here. And you can hear from the edge of the woods here near this outpost the sound of people talking, yelling occasionally. You can hear the sound of fires crackling. This outpost seems a little more alive. It also seems substantially more well defended. It stands on a kind of island, also out in the water. As far as you can tell, it has a single bridge that crosses directly to it. Occasionally, you see guards in the mercenaries' colors moving along the walls of this compound. That didn't used to be there.
It is certainly more fortified than I was expecting it to be.
This is where our camp was.
What do you mean your camp?
This is where our camp was. We camped on that island.
In the buildings?
No, there were no buildings. We had tents,
That
nets. We fished.
seems like quite a bit to try to erect as quickly as you say. All of this stonework and everything.
Well,
Yeah, they killed my
they had
parents
a-
over there. But there wasn't a big thing. Sorry, miss.
They had a pocket wagon. Maybe they had a pocket base.
Suppose it is possible. Outside then this bridge, is there another way across that you know of?
You can
On
swim.
the island? That may be an option. But
My pa. He used to go up in those trees and he'd run and jump. He didn't make it very often, but once in a while.
I do not believe that is a good option for me. Both the running and the jumping is not something that I'm as inclined to do anymore.
Why not?
Age comes for us all, eventually.
Whose age?
The Age is the only undefeated opponent in everyone's life.
Sound like a cheater.
Yeah. But is there anything you can think of? Does not look like something that we would want to try to attack head on. Or at all, to be fair.
I'm thinking stabbing might be back on the table.
I'm thinking stabbing would draw the most attention.
Oh, we can stab quietly.
You have not been quiet the entire travel that we have had over here.
We haven't been stabbing yet. The boy's no good, but I've stuck in a few places before. Yeah, I suck.
We could go to the front door and create a distraction while you go around stabbing.
What kind of distraction?
Knocking on the front door kind.
How many are in there?
Enough to answer a door, I'm sure.
I would like to point out that they beat me earlier. For no real reason. If we create a distraction, a different door, they may come out and beat both of us this time.
Oh, that'd be a good distraction. We can let them kick the shit out of us. Oh, they don't kill us.
No, that's not gonna happen.
No.
And you tried really hard to talk to him before?
I tried briefly. They seemed a bit odd, a bit set in the fact that I was going to go with them instead of continue on my way. And when I refused, they got a bit agitated. Matters were probably made worse when I killed one of their people who had started attacking me.
Wait, you killed one?
In self-defense only.
You must be tough, sir.
I get lucky shots here and there.
But yeah, they didn't seem like much of talking when they came and fought us. Although they did make my mom choose between me and my dad. Truth be told, I think they were going to kill both of us, but then Doyle saved me.
I do not believe they are good people. Perhaps I did not give them enough of a chance to
Right, maybe if
things
you'd
out.
stuck around longer, they would have beaten you until you're nice and even.
Yeah. Yes. I think perhaps we will put it to a vote.
All right. Let us hear the options that we are going to put before the audience here. How is Team Morbay in Time going to tackle this nut? And if you decide that we are tossing out bad ideas, feel free to toss your own into the chat.
Yes,
Good
so
ones, we'll bring them into.
our options are to have us create a distraction, have the goblins create a distraction. Those are the two options that we've got so far, so I would obviously love to hear more ideas.
Okay.
Got prank war until they leave. Ding dong ditch, which is a fun one.
All right, chat. So
I like that.
round one of this question is
Do you have any paper bags?
give us some ideas. Now, we've got distractions worked in, but what else do you think these could be on the list here?
Yeah.
Are we considering it all just like sneaking in not to murder people?
I can't see why
We'll add
not.
to the list.
Stop stealing our idea that you haven't seen yet.
Yes.
So yeah, DJ is suggesting some real stealthiness. Josh is calling for Fireball, which isn't the worst idea I've ever heard, but I don't think it's on our list of available options.
No. I can throw a heal at somebody, but that's counterproductive to what we're trying to do.
Unless they're undead.
Does that hurt the undead?
Depends on the fiction. I'll say
Oh.
yes.
Okay. Like go put a band-aid on a vampire and it burns him or something? Okay.
Yeah, to have that kind of that kind of healing touch and care.
Sure.
I remember some of the greatest, some very fun RPG battles back in the day, where the trick you had to discover was the only real way to win was to heal the enemy to death. I like those.
So we've got the 3 options so far on screen. If someone else has another idea.
Oh. There is a path underwater.
Oh.
It goes through the shitter.
Well, okay.
The sewers, really?
It's not only the sewer, it's the ledge that we would poop through.
Okay. Knowing who we're asking on this, I've got a feeling I know what's going on. But...
Sneak in without murder, parentheses, stealth.
Yes.
I do appreciate the clarifications.
Mm-hmm.
So, chat, I think we've got 4 options. What do you think? A, B, C, or D? How is Team Undefined going to tackle this? Give them a minute or so to get their votes in. Morella, do you have any preferences looking at this? I assume not murder from what I've been hearing.
I just don't trust the goblins to be quiet about it.
Sounds like discrimination.
Also, how do we know that their sewage cliff is still being used for that purpose here? Maybe that's like their primary guard post. We don't know.
Certainly a question.
But it was at one point, and once a sewage cliff, like, can you ever really wash that off?
Especially a goblin sewage cliff.
Yeah.
Oh God, stop it.
I'm seeing some B's. I'm seeing a C.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling that B has taken the cake here. That's what it looks like.
I think so as well.
Well,
Sneaking
sneak in without murder is a good choice because if things go horrendously, you can always add murder.
You can always add murder. That is the the optimist's cookbook right there. Cool. Yeah, so we'll come back to team. You can always add murder. See how they are going to approach this stealthy mission here. I'll leave them with being able to see their map and figuring things out while we swing back over to Tambid and Tormund and Soren. What's up, guys?
We have
Well-
such an easy decision to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
We
Aaron, you got anything that would help with this scenario? Getting these people out of here?
is realistically the way we see it, it's what? Destroy that boat and annoy them, but prevent them from escaping. Get to the hostages, preferably Tambid, discreetly, and we get some more information about what's going on. Does anybody need like priority evacuation or something like that? Do we sneak in and try to sneak them out of the camp all at once? Might be a little bit optimistic.
Are we
Or,
asking audience for this, or are you guys?
We will, but like
Okay.
we're still doing the conversation to Soren.
Sure,
But
sure.
Yeah.
or
I
you
think
know,
they can.
Well, I can maybe do a bit of just, sparks. I like. I can do bits of fire, but not a lot at once.
Your sparks
Right.
of fire light things on fire, structures, perhaps?
If they're flammable.
These all look real flammable, yeah.
Well, then something needs to catch. I can't just. If I just shoot it at wood, it's not going to be there long enough.
Okay.
But if
I don't know
they're
that that's really.
inflammable-
Do we have oil?
Does the chef have oil?
The chef, I mean a little bit, but not enough to make anything.
Yeah, basic supplies says
We're not
other
using my
essentials,
good
but not
oil
enough
to like
to-
set a roof on fire, Tambit.
I was even thinking one of the walls.
A wall on fire with a little bit of oil?
And magic.
You can
So
also
I don't
wait
think-
until night falls.
Yeah. I think I like the idea of trying to sneak, but Matt, what time is it? Ballpark.
Like mid-afternoon at this point.
Mid-afternoon. All right. What do you think, Tormund? Do you want to wait till nightfall then try something?
You know what? Let's ask the audience.
I like
Okay.
that.
Audience, we are leaning heavy on you today, which makes it a good day. Come play with us and tell us what what team? What are we calling this team? Torbid. What is Team Torbid getting up to?
M1? Yeah, Torbit sounds better than that.
We've got sneak to hostages to get more info, sneak to hostages to get them out, destroy the boat that the bandits are working on, or wait until evening and then one of those three.
I like that they considered that it's like broad daylight out. Right? Very wise.
Night would be very nice for this attempt.
Any preferences for how this turns out? Tom, how about you?
I would like to get more information from hostages in general.
Sure.
In particular, like go talk to them and see, hey, are there, why are these people, I don't want to say letting themselves be killed, because obviously, but like, if they're starting to stab random people, what's going on? I feel like we're missing some things, but that's my preference. But if Tambit doesn't think it's doable in the day, doing that at night. But I also worry that they might be pulling guards in closer at night.
Oh, we're getting okay. So we are for our first vote here is to wait until evening, which makes a lot of sense to me. Runs some risks, of course, but it does give you the cover of darkness for what is something of a subterfuge mission.
Okay.
All right.
So we're waiting for darkness.
I think we're waiting for darkness, and at this point, I think that makes it dealer's choice as to which of the other three paths you guys want to follow. Although we do have a vote for destroy boat. Anybody else? We got a tie right now between waiting for darkness and destroying the boat.
Just saying, I wish I had a boat to destroy.
Who knows? Maybe you'll find a boat inside.
Oh, yes, inside. That's where we keep our boats, of course.
I guess A can turn into.
Murder.
Everything can turn into murder.
Yeah, anything can turn into murder. It's not that hard.
Belu's
I just pray
group
that
is
it's
now
gonna
the
be
murder
our
hobo
murder.
side. Okay, theme is D to B.
B. Okay, I like that.
I guess D, A, and B are, A can easily turn into B. But yeah, can go with the plan of sneaking them out.
I think you guys are waiting till evening regardless.
Yes.
And I'll leave it to you to pick which path you want to go to. We have one vote for B, and we had one vote for C without the D, but still. So give it some thought, decide how you guys want to go, and I'll let you guys break the kind of semi-tie on that vote. And with that, with our paths picked for both groups, and hopefully nobody is regretting their choices now having heard both groups planning things out, let's take our break. We'll be back in about 15 minutes to get down to the action. Thanks, everybody. We'll be here for more soon. Welcome back to Mimic Decision, guys. When we left off, our group split into two, facing down two different bandit camps. Took some time to consider and ask our audience, you guys, what they were going to do, what their plans were going to be to deal with their individual situations. Tambid and Torment are going to wait until the cover of darkness to make their move. At which point they are going to sneak in and play it by ear. Balo and Morella, however, are getting ready to make their move a little sooner. So let us zoom back to their neck of the woods in the east of the Liminal Valley. And let us... Balo, Morella, what's going on? First, let's. What is your plan again? Let's go over that. What is our?
Oh, I believe sneak without murder was the one that won the vote.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So, picture, if you will,
If I will,
a very nice Spanish style, which is what the picture was kind of showing us, that Spanish style roof, like mansion complex, really, on an island. Now,
I can picture it.
Now, what do we know? And I know that you know this because I've done it with you. What do we know that all of these Spanish-style mansion villa complexes on islands have that lead into them? That is, in fact, a tunnel underwater. Because there's got to be a place for all the rainwater.
That's correct, both in the general law of physics to what you said, but also because the goblin told you that.
Yeah. It's also in Grand Theft Auto 5 and the Cayo Perico heist.
It is also in Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yes. So, my thought is that maybe we know where that grate is, and maybe it's low tide, so it's a little bit more exposed right now. Maybe it's been a particularly dry week here, and the water levels are down a bit, and it's easier to access without us having to hold our breath.
Now, that's an interesting series of maybes you laid out there.
Yeah.
I guess my question is, we're talking Cayo Perico here. So, do you have your plasma cutter?
Well, see, this is where the montage of us going and doing the prerequisites would happen.
I see.
And finding different ways to enter the structure. A little roll here to find something in the forest. Look at all the stuff that like Rambo did in First Blood that he was able to do just out in the forest with like a knife and some vines. So surely us with some industrious goblins who are more used to this area, because Rambo wasn't even from that area. He just did it, right?
What about MacGyver?
Uh-huh. And like
MacGyver's cool too, but
Rambo,
I think he had access to more things.
And MacGyver, I could utilize an experience to help us with this.
And what experience is that?
It is called lock and key, because when you have something under lock and key, you have it guarded and protected, and Marilla happens to be pretty adept at breaking in.
Lock and key. All right. I like that. Is that a +2 experience?
Yes.
So, if you tell me what it is you think you might find in the forest around this island that would help you in dealing with this underwater access path that you're trying to find, that we know exists, what would it be?
You say trying to find it?
Find it in the forest?
Mullen said they're looking around in the forest for something. I'm curious what he's looking for.
Oh, well, see, now here's the thing. Like, that grate in Cayo Perico is not very realistic. You'd have to have a way to... It'd have to have some kind of a gate on it that you could open it and clear out, because you're going to get debris down there just through storms. Are going to bring leaves and all kinds of stuff. It's going to get catching, right? Eventually, you have to like open the grate up and be able to like muck out all the larger items, the lawn chairs and the leaves and all this stuff that just kind of get pulled in storms.
Positing that a grate like this exists on this island.
It's probably in crappy condition.
Probably in literally crappy condition.
Right. Rusted a little bit because, metal and water.
And all the lawn chairs.
And all the lawn.
Mm-hmm.
What?
You kind of nodded
Just
when I said it. So it's canon now. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So the plan is to sneak in largely underwater.
Well, yeah.
To
a bit underwater.
An entranceway which may or may not have a grate, which may or may not have a door, but which hopefully will lead you inside the compound.
Yes.
Okay.
If the grate doesn't have a door and those bars are not in the best condition, I may actually have an experience that would help in getting us through. Well, as we know, Belu was not always a healer. Well, as I know, Belu was not always a healer. He actually grew up and spent a good chunk of his life as a farmer. And farmers are farm strong.
Can confirm. Go ahead.
So my experience that I have is called farm strong, and I may be able to just like, you know, do the old like, you know, with
That is an optimistic idea, and I love the sheer audacity of the concept. But let us jump instead to the first step of this plan.
Yes.
Before any of this matters, can you guys get into the water and over to the place without being seen?
I guarantee I can get into the water.
So I would like both of you, Morella and Belu,
Mhm.
and I'm just going to allow, for the moment at least, the goblins to exist under the purview of your guidance. Will you roll me finesse? These are hide checks.
Yes.
You said these are hide checks?
You're hiding, yeah, stealth, whatever you want to call it.
Oh, okay. I think I'm pretty good at that, actually.
Nice. Sure, that's 21 with fear.
21 with fear. Interesting. Okay. How about you, Morella?
That is a 16 with hope.
16 with hope. Okay. You both certainly succeed against the DC. One of you with hope, one of you with fear. Morella, you are able to kind of usher the goblins into the water behind you, keeping them somewhat under control and quiet somehow, kind of just under your spell as you just corral them out into the water towards your
Old cheese.
towards your goal. Belu, you yourself move very quietly, but just as you're stepping down into the water, your foot comes down on a patch of slippery rock. You're not ready for it, and it gives out from underneath you. You fall backwards, flat on your back, not onto rock, into the water. There's a loud splash. You are soaked, and your heart starts to pound furiously in anxiety that you have been caught on the first step of your journey. Mark 1 stress.
Okay.
All of us?
Just Bela.
Oh, okay.
Done.
Also, I was going to mention Slyborn, I have advantage to find a safe place to hide. I don't know if that necessarily counts for like
Oh, interesting.
moving,
Yeah,
like removing.
I will generally, unless I tell you otherwise, go ahead and include that on any rolls for stealth as we go.
Okay.
You can add that d6. That's fine. The goblins are now also in the water. They're sunk down, so just their eyes and the tip of their kind of long noses are sticking out of the water as they look up at you and just kind of wait and watch.
Like snorkels.
Now you need to make your way across the river and into the little ravine or the channel that Doyle had pointed out to you before all this. And now that is a different kind of check. You're unseen for the moment, but let's see if you can beat the river. I need strength checks.
Oh no.
I will allow agility for characters that are more in that line. Swimming, I think, in straight speed is a strength check, but in terms of control, I think agility can come into play as well.
Okay.
My goodness. The dice are kind of working. That's a. Would you say that was strength?
Yeah.
24 with fear.
Wow. Wait.
I got
That's
a
a crit.
10 with fear.
Oh no, it's not a crit because you.
No. Yeah. Actually, the dice came up the same as they were on the previous roll. So.
A 24 with fear and a 10 with fear. I think you will be unsurprised to find that one of those is a success. And one
Can
of
I
those
help with my? If I burn experience, can I help Morella steady herself?
Which experience?
Armstrong.
Pay the hope.
He's a strong guy.
Pay the hope.
Hope is paid.
Morella, you move out into the water behind Bailu, following his strong, confident strokes as he starts pulling out into the river, leading the way across. He keeps his arms low, not reaching up too high, and just he's making as little noise as possible. It's somewhat impressive, to be honest, and you follow right along behind him, but you are caught off guard by the current rushing along, and you find yourself drifting further away from your target, away from Bailu. Even the goblins are watching as you start to get taken away. Your clothes kind of ballooning out in the current, and it's at the last moment that Bailu is able to turn around, reach out, and grab onto your hand, and just one hand on a rock that he's able to get any purchase on, the other hand pulling against the current brings you up and against him, next to him, where the goblins also swim up into a group. And the group of you continues to paddle forward, breaking through the current, eventually making it into the channel, but not quietly, not without making noise. And you hear in the process of doing this, what was that? Eyes out! As a guard above calls out, telling the other guards of the fortress that they need to be on guard. But you are in the channel, and Doyle assures you that the sewage entrance is not far down this path. It takes a few minutes of kind of pushing yourself through this channel that gets narrower and narrower and gets a little filthier as you go forward. It does seem Doyle was on the right path. These bandits have continued to use the potty pit as a potty pit. And to your possibly horror, as you approach, you see that there is currently someone crouched over it as you come near the grate.
Oh no.
Let us take a moment to let this moment pass while Bailu and Morella wait for their opportunity to move, and move back over to Torment and Tambit. Now, again, I know the timing isn't working out, as one of our groups opted to wait for evening and the other didn't. So that certainly alters how easily this is to flip back and forth. But bear with me for the sake of keeping everybody at the table involved, you guys as well. Let's move over. Tormund, Tambid, night has fallen. Let's call it late evening, 8, 9 o'clock at night. The moon is up in the sky, largely empty tonight, waning. The bandits, Tambit, you've been able to watch from your treetop perch, as long as you've stayed in it, to see that the bandits do seem to be settling down. On a relatively regular basis, you see maybe every 15 minutes or so, at least one of the guards seems to pop in over into the hostage hut. Beyond that, the only thing you've noticed for interaction was a large collection of what looked to be rations and water skins were pulled over at one point to feed the hostages, it seems. But beyond that, they have not been interacted with. The bandits working on the boat continue to do so, although more relaxed now. In fact, there seem to be 2 other bandits who are taking up kind of perches nearby, who are just watching. Again, not much communication, just kind of companionable silence almost. At this point, there are 4 bandits charged with patrols. They're in groups of 2. They go from they cross the front 2 gates, and then they patrol around the edge of the riverbank inside. They're about a minute apart from each other, moving relatively slowly, stopping at certain points to look out across the rivers and check places that they got to check.
You said on the patrols, like 1 minute apart?
About, yeah.
Okay. And independent of that, somebody goes to check on the hostages like every 15 minutes?
Correct.
Okay.
And that does appear to be a 5th bandit, not the 2, not counted among the 4 patrolling.
Have
Go ahead.
Has there been any movement out of the hostage hut?
No, nobody's come out of it except for the person who went in with the food at one point.
All right. So when somebody goes to check on them in their 15-minute intervals, do they stay long? Is it like a peek head in, make sure they're still there? Bye.
They do seem to go inside, but they're not there long. You'd say probably 30 seconds or so per trip. So like they're probably walking the building, but not spending a lot of time there.
All right. I don't know how viable an idea the boat is. I'll come down and relay, of course.
I am glad we waited for the dark.
Yeah. At least they
There's
don't.
fewer of them moving at a time, but I mean, they'll wake up. I was hoping they'd give up on the boat. Maybe we could try to get the hostages there. That
Either
doesn't seem
way,
like
I
it'd
think
work.
What if we lit a fire out here?
How many do you think they're going to send? I mean, one or two. How quickly can we kill them?
the issue is a bit more if this causes them to wake them all up and bring them all on alert. Might work, but
I think it's worth me at least trying to sneak into the hostage hut and make contact with them. What do you
The
think?
boss.
Think we can make a distraction, tell them to make it for the boat? Hopefully it'll draw the ones on the boat off.
I don't think we should split up.
Split the party.
Yes, I think staying out
Let's
here
split.
will prevent me from helping. It will also
Yes.
make the communication more difficult if we need to adjust the plan. Soren, I don't
Sure.
know what your plan is.
No, what do you need me to do?
Well, we're going to sneak in. You're good at hiding though, aren't you? That shouldn't be a problem for you.
Rather, in the woods is great.
Okay.
Do you think you can get in there without being seen? They're walking every minute.
I hold my prayer dice, kind of shuffle them a bit. I may have a shot at this.
Okay. What do we want to do?
Well,
Try to both sneak in?
if everything goes to shit, if you shout out falafel, I'll start a fire.
Falafel?
Falafel.
Okay.
Where are it's a food tambit, do you not know? Do they not have that where you come from?
No.
Okay.
No. No falafel in the Packlands. That's canon now. All right, but if we're sneaking in, we're gonna have like a few minutes.
Fine.
That's it.
We should try to time it so that we make it there soon after a guard comes out.
Yeah, right after he leaves the hostages. The next
Right.
tiny little opportunity we have to sneak between the patrols, I guess.
Okay.
And then we're gonna have to make it fast in there.
So let's assume you wait for the right moment when you have the maximum distance between the guard patrols, when a guard has just stopped in to the hostage hut. You're both going?
Yes.
Okay. Then I need finesse rolls. This is stealth.
Matt, I have advantage on things when I'm trying to move without being heard.
Yes.
I'm also trying not to be seen, but okay.
Yes.
19 minus 1, 18. I can do math. 18 with hope.
18 with hope. Very good. How about you
20
two?
with hope.
20 with hope. Okay, a very different scenario over here on this side. You guys wait until the first of 2 guard patrols has moved past, leaving you with the better part of a minute to start creeping forwards toward the gate ahead of you. You can see the backs of the guards moving past you, and the guards on the other part of their patrol still quite a bit away, is giving you some real room to work with. Soren, for his part, wishes you luck and dips back into the forest, disappearing from sight the moment he's back within the trees. You'd be hard put to find him yourself. The 2 of you creeping, Tambit leading the way, Tormund right behind, making great pains to make sure that his armor and none of his equipment clank or make noise. Tambit honestly is able to help as he goes, his tail becoming almost an extra hand for Tormund, bracing pieces of armor that would otherwise have clinked here and there as the 2 of you move quietly across the yard. You find yourself at the hostage hut. It's locked.
I don't know that we can break this without getting hurt.
That said, you both rolled very well there and performed admirably on this first step. And if you have, both of you may do, if you either of you have a stress to clear, you may.
Do not right now. Nice.
Yeah, no stress yet. You have a lockpick, do you? Because I don't.
What kind of ranger are you?
Normal kind of ranger. We don't unlock things. We woods.
What do you mean you don't unlock things?
Things in the woods.
The last ranger I worked with was maybe it was the military thing.
Yeah, maybe. Do you know a way in here? Do we get the fuck out?
Do I know a way in here? Is there like a window or something?
Several.
Okay. How high are they?
Big,
Are they
though.
barred?
Bard, yes. High, no.
So it doesn't help.
We can talk to them.
Actually, yeah. Can we look? Is there anyone that's awake in there?
Quite a few, yeah. You can see a bunch of people who seem to be sitting, just kind of staring around. A couple people are kind of glaring at each other, but nobody's actively talking inside.
Are they also still all bound in there, or are they just locked in the building?
They're just locked in the building. Nobody seems to be bound.
Hmm.
You aren't particularly skilled at this, but Tambit, Tormund, one of you would certainly be aware that in a pinch, a dagger can be used in lieu of a lockpick. At
We
disadvantage.
have actually already examined whether we between us have a dagger.
We have I have an axe and a halberd.
Can I try? Can I try to snap off an arrowhead?
Yes, I'll allow the arrowhead. That's a fine option. at
Okay.
least.
What do I
So
gotta
you're
roll
rolling
here?
with disadvantage on this because the tool is not great, but this is this is another finesse roll.
11 with hope, with the disadvantage.
11 with hope. Just enough that you do manage to pick the lock. But it makes kind of a loud sound when it thunks. And you hear a small shout from inside. Ah! You open the door and you see a startled hostage standing there looking back at you. He's a kind of big, round man, and he looks at you and
I like.
and he just starts like pantomiming. What are you? Who are you? And a moment later, a kind of a shrunken old man, still somewhat fit. You can tell this is a man who knows how to move, or has known at some point. But his back is hunched. He's kind of turned in himself. His hair is pure white. His one eye is scarred and blind, but the other is this piercing blue. And he comes up to you, and like his hand goes down to the sword that he's not wearing, and he just like starts to say something, and then stops, shushing at the other guy. And what are you doing here?
Trying to get you out.
Trying to rescue you.
Rescue? No, we should kill them all.
Can you all fight? There's 2 of us.
You, me, and what army?
27 of us. No, we absolutely cannot. I told you. I will not be picking up a sword and dying for your honor. Knight. The large man starts to almost shout again, looking very heated in the face as he pokes at the old man.
Okay.
A young woman comes up, looking somewhat bedraggled. Her hair is a mess. She's very clearly been through some things, but she steps up with a bit of authority and puts a hand on each of their chests. And, who are you, and what do you want? We haven't been able to decide what to do in here.
You have plenty of what to do?
We haven't been able to decide what to do here. Sir Gellus wants us to fight. Sir Castor wants us to stay put and be good. Who are you?
I mean, stay good and be good isn't going to help you.
Holding still, you're gonna die.
Yes, well, the first one who tried to put up a fight got stabbed in the chest on the way out here. They killed 2 more for the same trouble. They haven't killed any more since we've got here, so maybe being good will get us somewhere.
Very temporarily.
I think we can help you escape. There's a boat, a longship that looks functionally ready. Or we can go back out to water. Over land.
I don't like leaving these brigands behind us.
Again, no army.
There's a puzzle.
We have the cover of night. Surprise!
Sure, you have no weapons. Do you know of weapons?
The bandits have weapons. We just need to secure them.
I'm sorry. You're saying that the people that they captured from the whole caravan, including the guards that died, are going to kill the people that won that fight?
I've seen young mothers go into the night and slaughter for their babes. I don't see why these lot with swords and knight couldn't do it. Yes, this is what we've been listening to all day. This hero wants to get us all killed.
I don't think fighting is going to be a viable option. How many of you could even fight? A few?
6, 10 at most.
Okay, there's 12 of them. They have weapons. You don't.
Yes, this is what I've been saying.
That does make the odds quite a bit better.
I mean, listen, if 6 of you want to help us spring the rest of these guys out of here, that might be a good move, but just straight up fighting is not going to be an option. Do you think your 6 fighters can get these people onto the boat while we make a distraction?
What is the distraction?
Not sure yet, but it'll be loud and it'll be away from the boat. Might not give you long, but if you can get a few guys out of there, they still have guys on the boat.
Will you be coming with us?
I wasn't planning on it. I was planning on helping with the distraction.
I don't see a reason for us to leave if we're just going out undefended again.
For the 24 of you that can't fight,
They'll find us again in days, hours. We don't even know where we are.
I mean, anything's better than here, but Tormund, what do you think? We take the 6 that can, tell the rest to make for the forest? Try to keep enough attention on us that they don't get pursued immediately?
It's a reasonable option. But just I don't want to say I am with the old man here. Killing is better in an ideal situation.
Yes, exactly. These brigands.
This is not.
You know what they'll be
like,
doing to others in the night if we don't kill them now.
This is not an ideal situation. None of the people here look ready to fight.
Mostly can't fight. If we can get them over towards the west side of camp with a few fighters, maybe the rest can run north and back out towards the town, back towards the tunnel.
Are you willing to let these people die for your honor?
An honorable death is better than any the rest of us have had today. No, enough of this. I am sick of this honorable death. If these men can get us out, we get out. Or so help me, I'll put you down myself. Men.
The girl kind of sighs, looking frustrated.
They will need further protection on the way to town.
I
Running out of time.
Presence.
Ooh,
I'll
can
let
I
Audrey
help?
pick.
Yes.
Which one you
I
want?
want to use an experience, veteran of the front line, plus like my background story arc with during that red wave, keeping people alive and leading them through the sewers and escaping.
Not particularly relevant to the presence role, but I'll allow it anyway because of the overall situation.
Okay. Thank you for double one.
All right.
I'm just like I saw
right.
one on the hope die. I'm like, oh no.
Gain your
It's
hope.
high, right?
Gain your hope. Clear your stress. That's a crit. The old man takes a moment and...
Fine. Do you have a weapon for me?
Yes. And I pull out like my backup axe and I give it to him.
He takes it and hefts it and feels it, and it looks heavy for the old man. He is clearly... but he wasn't a powerhouse when he was young, and age has taken its toll. But even with that, he breathes deeper, he squares his shoulders, and he looks about 10 years younger as he holds the axe, and a bit of light is in his eyes. You've got at least one fighter with you tonight.
It's a hallowed axe, if that helps.
He just looks at it and hefts in.
I will lead the rest out. Where should they go?
You're less than, I won't say a day's walk. How long of walk was this, Tambit? A couple of hours from the cave to here, an hour through the cave, and then like 2 hours-ish to the village?
Probably about half a day, I think, is what it took.
Like a couple of hours to that cave that they took you through, and then like 2 hours further to the village.
If I can get to the cave, I can lead the people. I know where I am then.
Yeah.
So through the woods.
Through woods, just path straight. You have made
Follow
a
the
trail
trail
that
you
is
came in on.
impossible to miss.
We can do this.
I know you can. I'll put my hand, big turtle hand on his shoulder.
Right. We're only gonna have a few minutes.
You give us the distraction, and we will we'll make our way out. Wait,
Herman, how about you swim?
what are your names? Who are you?
I am Tormund.
Prince
Tormund
Tam.
God.
Very well.
City
My name is
guard.
Delphius Castor. If we all survive this, you should look for me in Gaetel.
Gaetel might be a little bit difficult for us right now. Nobles. I kind of shake my head.
We will see what we will see.
What was his name again?
Alright.
Sorry.
Delphius
Yeah.
Castor.
Put it in chat for you.
Thank you. Saya, what was Soren going to do when we yelled falafel? I think he just said to call falafel
wasn't-
and we didn't.
He said fire. He will make fire. Don't know where or how or what.
Sorry about that.
Bless you.
Yeah, he said he will make fire. I figure we try to time it with some kind of distraction we make. His distraction is not going to be as helpful though if we want them to run back out through the wood.
No.
You want to make
I
a
do.
rush at the guys on the boat and then run?
I do want to say, if we can push the boat out, catch a little bit of wind, I can lead the boat away and then fly off it.
I cannot
Boat
do
moves-
that.
Right. You just help me get to the boat, push the boat off, sneak away. Then we make a little bit of fire on the boat or something.
He's all the way out there, so I can have him make fire out this way.
I'm a cook. I know how to make fire. I don't need fire magic for that. The small fire.
So you do have oil.
I have a tinderbox.
Okay. All right, let's do it.
Like, I. Yes. Okay. So that's our plan.
And no yelling falafel unless we're fucked, I guess.
You say it one more time, he's going to hear it from across the forest.
Falafel is let's call it emergency.
Yeah. All right.
Then with
So I get
that, let's leave this party to collect their wits before their big go and move on over to our other party, who has waited out the movement of a bandit here at the sewage entrance and now have a
His bowel movement.
empty, yes, thank you, now have an empty but graded path ahead. Morella, Belu.
Does the grate have any sort of locking mechanism on it?
It does not.
Describe this grate. Is it like a sewer
It
drain
is-
that's like a vertical grate, or is it like a? What are we
Yeah,
looking
it's-
at here?
Yeah, it's a series of metal bars, just one way. They're not like crisscrossed or latticed or anything. Vertical, I suppose.
Can
Okay.
I feel them up?
You can absolutely feel up those bars. They are metal. They feel pretty hard. They're rusty. They're not in great shape. They
Yeah.
are. This grate seems to have been here for a while.
Is there anything on the other side?
Of the grate,
Like
It's a room. Like,
a control or anything.
oh no, nothing like that. There was a room. There is a there are a couple chairs that might be helpful to your tasks, and there is the grate in the floor that leads down into the river.
There are chairs on the other side?
Yeah, with purpose-built tools.
Wait, what?
Chairs
What do
don't
you
have seats because they're for, squatting over the railing with.
Bowel movements.
Yes.
Yes.
mean? Oh, I see. They're not like real chairs.
What do you think? Should we try to bend the bars or
Okay, boss. And Bullum jumps up and tries to. He turns redder and redder as he goes.
tap him on the head? Conserve your strength for the stabbing that may need to take place later.
Yeah.
Can you slide through the bars? What's the gap? Is it like
Yeah, so it's not super narrow. This isn't like, some fine-tooth grate that you're looking at. I'd say you could probably get like a full arm through.
Okay.
So it's got some depth. You would actually bet that Bolin, the red goblin, the younger one, actually probably could slip through, as they are.
Okay. Is there like a broom in the room?
You know what? Yeah, I'll say there is.
Going to take the rope out of my pack and start dunking it in the nearby water. I'm going to look at Dylan, the red goblin, and say, see if you can slip through the bars and grab that broom and bring it back to me.
He looks at you and just says, "You got it, boss." And he dives into the water and starts like rolling around in like the mud and muck at the bottom of the water there. And when he bounces back up, he's much less red, much more like brown and gray. But he looks slippery, and he just dives at the grate, head turning sideways, his big ears and nose kind of like rotating through the gap, and you kind of hear it pop through. At which point he gets kind of stuck and he's hanging by his head for a bit. He's like, and he kicks his legs, and reaches up, and eventually he pulls himself up and makes his way up through the grate and looks over at you and just grins, and he shakes himself like a dog, all the muck flinging off of him mostly. But he goes over and he got the broom, and he comes over and presents it to you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to take the
Glad he
rope.
didn't drown.
Yeah. I'm going to take the rope and kind of tie it around or not tie it, but kind of wrap it around the bars. I'm going to slide the broom up through it and then start twisting the broom.
Okay.
I'm going to pull the bars together.
Okay.
So I'm going to do this with 2 bars and see if it works.
Yeah.
Wet rope is stronger than dry rope, maybe.
Is that true?
I don't know, but I saw
That
it in a
makes
Jackie
sense to
Chan and
me.
Owen Wilson movie.
Chat.
Something about peeing
Fact
on a
check us.
shirt
I'm curious.
made it harder to break.
I'm going to accept your proposition on that front for now, because I don't know the answer to that. My intuition would be the opposite, but Kevin could certainly be wrong on that. So
Yeah, I don't know.
we'll.
Yes, piss shirt, bend bar, exactly.
Okay. We will come back to that maybe some other time, but yeah, you are. There's no roll here. You are able to slowly but surely bend 2 bars together, almost to the point where they are almost kissing. But in the process, the broom breaks.
Okay. Is it enough to slide us through, or would we need to try again on an adjoining set of bars?
I think Doyle and Morella could now get in.
Okay.
But Bailu's going to need a bit more.
Baylor's
He
sizable.
is farm strong after all.
That's true, but he's not farm small. Okay.
Well, I was trying to get through. So can I get through?
Yes, you can. It takes some slipping and some. Like it's tight, but with some pushing, you do manage to get through with your clothes not particularly torn up from it. Doyle follows behind with a little less difficulty. He also followed the Bolin style of covering himself in muck from the bottom before going through.
Even though he didn't need to because the bars were spread apart.
It helped, and he likes it.
Okay, fair.
You see him sniffing himself out while he's covered in muck.
Okay.
So
Well, I'm
what's
going-
it look like on this side?
Inside, you find
Okay.
yourself in a small chamber. There is
Baylor has to wait.
There is a torch burning in the sconce that you could see. You could have seen the flicker light from below. There's a heavy wooden door. Beyond that, this is a small room with some apparatus that just aid people in going to the bathroom. No windows, no. Not much of note. There was one broom in here. There's buckets still.
No windows.
No windows.
Is there no way for like ventilation?
The
The
grate is
I
not in the
guess?
water. The grate rests
Oh.
above the water. So there is some air moving in that direction.
I shall go back and see if I can do anything to help.
Belu is taking half of a broken broom and trying to get the rope set up to twist another bar into place. Could you help? I suppose you could make it easier to set, get the ropes into position and all that. But at the end of the day, Belu, this one's a little harder. You don't have as much lever.
Mm-hmm.
I need a strength check on this one.
Let's do it. I come back. No. Probably no. I'd say 10 with hope.
10 with hope. Sadly, this is harder. You're forced to put more effort into it to really get your back and your shoulders and just all your muscles involved as you try to just twist this half broom. And the effort you're putting into it is a little too much for the broom, and you feel it just snap in your hands. You have managed to make it get the thing about halfway there, but you're not quite there. You do have half a broom left. You can try this one more time. However, it is at this moment that the door opens, and a guard steps in, seeing Morella and the two goblins in the room. We'll pause right there and swing back over to our other party, who were, last we checked, were just about to attempt their daring escape.
How
So-
long do we?
Long.
That's what I thought.
So what? We make it for the boat. Once you all hear a commotion, run. Yeah.
Just try to sneak, but
We can do this if you're sure.
There's 3 guys on the boat, so
well, maybe we can sneak one quickly.
yeah. Here's hoping. All right.
We're just so we're clear. We're limited on time very
Yeah.
much once we start this. Once they see us.
Barry,
Okay.
get you to a boat. Make one hell of a commotion. By the way, I'll say to the hostages. There's a chance we'll just yell out some nonsense word I learned a moment ago, and fire will happen outside of the village. Be prepared for that. Keep running.
You are a strange one, but okay.
I like you too. All right, Tormund, you ready?
Yes. Yes.
Try to sneak as far towards the boat as we can before they see us, and then make a move.
I mean, yes, 100%. We
Okay.
As you come outside of the hostage hut, you see the three men continuing to work on the boat. You see two other men seated nearby, not watching directly, but sitting nearby, looking over at the boat occasionally, looking out at the river. They seem to be relaxing, honestly. But you two are up to no good, and you want to do it quietly and quickly. We keep going to this well. I don't really have a whole lot of options. Our first short roll here is finesse.
And same sneak. I'm trying to move silently advantage.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
Oof. Mine is a 6 with fear. Sorry, 8 minus 1, 7 with fear.
7 with fear. Okay.
But I'm going to change that to with hope.
Okay. What
With
do you
my,
expect? Is that a prayer dice thing, or what is that, sir?
Yes, I was going to say, sorry. My freeborn community, unbound once per session. When you make an action roll with fear, you can change to make it with hope instead.
Okay. I will tell you that was a very good idea.
Matt, I rolled a crit.
That was still a
and
7 with hope, though, right?
Yeah, it was still terrible. Like, it was a roll that was so low that I'm not going to use prayer dice to make it better. Like,
I understand. John, go ahead.
I rolled a crit. I rolled a 4 on all 3 of my dice, actually. So I don't know if I assume I don't get a bonus for the 4 on the advantage dice as well.
No, there is no super crit. I apologize.
Cool.
Chat,
Can
if
you
you want to
play?
see a super crit roll, let us know in the comments. Everybody else, no super
I'm
crit.
taking a picture of this.
At this point in time, you do obviously gain your hope, clear your stress if you have any, and you certainly manage to sneak. You are a shadow as you approach the boat, and you find yourself directly behind one of the 3 workers, the one closest to you, the one who has the least lines of sight to anybody, or has the least lines of sight on him. And you are directly behind him when you hear Tormund fall over and his armor clang out like the pots and pans that he is so proficient with. And just as the entire camp is about to erupt in chaos, you sink your blade home and finish off one mercenary.
what would
I
that
will
have
take
been
that.
with fear?
Tormund and Tambid are now at the center of what is going to quickly become a very chaotic camp. Baelu and Morella are still somewhat separated and are face to face with their first opponent of their infiltration. I think that we will see what happens with all of this next time on Mimic Decision presents the Veil of Vesir. I know it's a little early, but we do have some people who need to take care of some stuff tonight, so I apologize.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't really be able to do either of these processes justice in the time that we have remaining. So come join us next
Cliffhanger.
week. Come
Yeah, this
vote
would be
on
fun.
some more interesting ways that we can maybe make this even more exciting, and come see the first real bit of excitement that our party is going to have to face here on Mimic Decision. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for playing this game with us.
See y'all.
Thanks, guys.